Today I want to talk to you about the mistakes I made as a beginning trader, and hopefully my mistakes can help you on your trading journey. Let's start back where it all started. I started off in a Robinhood account in 2018. I got an email from somebody that said, hey, join Robinhood and you'll get a free share. So I signed up and got a free share. Of course it wasn't a share like Apple or Amazon or something like that. Some cheap company, I don't even remember what the share was. But what I did was, I said, I'm going to get more shares. So I decided to send that same link, my referral link, to other people, and I ended up getting about $88 worth of shares. So I got the $88 worth of shares, and then I sold all the shares and got the money. This was around the time that the company Sears was going bankrupt. So the stock was fluctuating between like 50 cents, 80 cents, 50 cents, 80 cents, or whatever. So what I did was one day when it fell real hard, I just bought a lot of Sears shares, and then it went up the next day, and then I made like $30 off the move. So I was like, okay, I can do this. But I wasn't adding any money to the market or anything like that. I was just playing around with that small account and with those Sears shares. Fast forward a year later, I was at this event, and this guy I knew asked me to come and do some IT work at a school that he worked at. He said he wanted me to set up some computers in a room for students to learn how to trade. So I asked him, what kind of trading do you do? And he said he trades options. So I was like, what's options? And then he pulled out his phone. I think he might have been using TD Ameritrade then, showed me some on TD Ameritrade, and it looked crazy to me because I was using Robinhood and I wasn't even trading options in Robinhood. So he showed me the option chain and TD Ameritrade and everything. So later on that night when I got home, I applied for options on Robinhood, got approved for options. The next day I added about $300 to my options account, $300 to my options account. And then that first day trading options, I made like $180. I was trading Kronos Group. And I remember during that time, Kronos Group went from $8 to about $20. And Kronos Group is a marijuana stock, so I think all the marijuana stocks were running at that time. But yeah, so traded options, started to make money, and that's how I started. But one of my mistakes, I have a list of 7 mistakes, and this mistake isn't even in the 7. I just thought about it while telling this story, so I'm gonna give it anyway. So while I was trading Kronos Group, in and out of Kronos Group every day, one day, I ended up building my account to about $2,000 trading Kronos Group only. I would buy it in the evening, sell it in the morning. Buy it in the evening, sell it in the morning. And that actually worked for that stock at that particular time. I had got my account up to $2,000, then I think I got it to $4,000. And then one day I put up that whole 4, and then my account got up to $10,000. But I had already made 3 day trades in a rolling 5-day period. So if you have a margin account, you can only make up to 4. Your 4th trade will be your last trade. 4 day trades in a rolling 5-day period. The next trade would have been my 4th. I put up the $4,000. It went to $10,000. But I was scared to sell because I thought if I made that last trade, they would kick me off of Robinhood and I couldn't trade anymore. Sounded so devastating to me at the moment. When I think back on it, I could have just sold it, took my 10 grand. They would have just restricted me for a time period. I could have probably even wrote an email and they would have forgiven me, and I could have been back trading the next day. Or I could have took that money out, put it in another account, TD Ameritrade, which is what I ended up using after that anyway, and I could have used that $10,000. But because I didn't know the platform, I didn't know the rules, I just watched my 4,000 go to 10, and then I just sat there and watched it go all the way down until the next day, and then I sold it. I think I just broke even, or I may have even lost a couple of dollars, I don't remember, but I know I didn't get that 100%, more than the 100% return that I saw the previous day. That's something right there that a beginner's trader should know. Learn the platform that you're using. Make sure you learn as much information on how it works so you won't make that mistake like I did. My first mistake that I want to talk about was trading someone else's money. As a beginner, I would tell you, do not trade anyone else's money, only your own. And when I decided to trade someone else's money, I was in a meeting with somebody overheard me, and they ended up asking me, did I want to trade their money? And of course, I was, making money in the market. So I was like, sure, I'll trade your money. Trading someone else's money not only puts you at risk of losing their money, it also can change the way you trade. Knowing that it's somebody else's money, you can trade a little more conservative, or you can be a little more scared. So it changes your trading habits. I would say don't trade anyone else's money. While I was trading someone else's money, I actually got that account up 3x. So I got the money up 3x, made the phone call like, hey, well, we up 3x, what you want to do? And he's like, yeah, keep it in there and let's see what it do. So we saw what it did, and I went from being up 3x to negative 100x. Ended up losing all of the money, and had other people asking me to trade their money as well, and I ended up trading their money, trying to make that money back. Put myself in a whole big situation where I ended up having to just shut it down, had to focus, and had to just take some time to just make sure I get everybody their money back. So I would say, as a beginner, save yourself the headache. Even in that time when I was trading people's money, I didn't even really need to trade their money. I was making money myself. I could have been building my own portfolio up. I would say trade your own money, focus on what you're doing, and build your own money before. Don't even think about trading anybody's money as a beginner. That's what I have to say about that. Number 2, have a stop loss. If I would have had a stop loss while trading that money, that 3x would have maybe been 2x, and I still would have been up. But because I didn't have a stop loss, I allowed the profits to just vanish. And not only did the profits vanish and I broke even, the profits turned into losses. So make sure, as a beginning trader, you need to know on every trade how much money you're willing to lose on that trade. And even before you add money to your account, you got to say, okay, I'm adding this money to my account. I understand that I'm investing, but I also understand that trading stocks has a risk. So I'm only adding money to my account that I'm willing to lose. And if you go about it that way, then I think that'll help you on your trading journey. Mistake number 3, take profits. I remember being in Tesla trades back in 2019. I remember putting up $100 on the trade running up to $900 in a day, up $800, on the phone with my little small community that we had back then, and just watching the trade go all the way up to $900 and then go all the way back down to like $0. So the reason that trade was able to do that is because I didn't take profit. And the reason I was able to go from that original 100 to 0 is because I didn't have a stop loss. So make sure you take profit as a beginner on your trades. Take your profit. You don't know what taking profit can do for you. It can build your momentum. It can help you just, give you the confidence that you need to keep pushing forward in this trading journey. The next step I would say is do not follow anyone's trade without doing your own research. I experienced this as a beginner. I remember it like yesterday. It was a Roku trade. This new guy came into our community, and he was like supposed to be this top research guy. So he's like, hey man, I know Roku is about to run. It popped up on my scanner or whatever. It's about to go crazy. So I put up some money in Roku and lost a tremendous amount of money. And one thing that I've learned about taking someone else's trade, that person trade that you take, they never take responsibilities for the money that they lost you. And it's not their responsibility to take responsibility for the money that they lost you, because you're supposed to always do your homework. So make sure you don't follow anyone else's trades without doing your homework. When I was in other communities, when I was trying to learn, find somebody to follow, learn more about the stock market, people call trades in different communities, and sometimes in those communities they might say, oh, I made $1,000 today. Well, if you made $1,000 today and you put up $10,000, then that means you only make 10%, which means if I put up 100, I shouldn't be expecting to make 1,000 or even 100. I should be expecting to make 10%, which is $10. So I always try to look at the percentages instead of the dollar amount, because you can see percentages across the board. Dollar amounts, it just depends on how much money somebody is investing. And the 5th mistake that I made as a beginning trader is not being done for the day. So I would tell you to have a done goal for the day. A done goal, which means when I hit this amount I'm done for the day. When I hit this amount of profits, I'm done for the day. I remember being days in the market where I'm up and I'm not done for the day, and then I end up losing some of those profits. And some days I'm up and I don't say I'm done for the day, and I end up losing all of those profits. So never turn a winning day into a losing day. Make sure you have a goal set for when you hit this amount, you're done for the day. Number 6. As a beginning trader, I would suggest that you take out your initial investment once you profited. So say for instance, if you start with $500, you build your account up to $1,000 or $1,500. All right, so if you build your account up to $1,500, you've tripled your account, you 2x'd it. And if you build it up to $1,500, I would say you could take out that initial $500, keep $1,000 in, and take that $500 out, and then take you $500 profits and start back at the $500. And the reason I say that is because as a beginning trader, most beginning traders are expected to lose the first 2 years trading. If you're expected to lose, lock you some profit in, put this money up. So if you lose this money, you got some profit and you got your original money. You can always add that back if you need to. So I would say take out your original investment if you can, just so you can have it there just for a little cushion. And my 7th and final mistake that I made as a beginning trader, I did not have a strategy that worked. So what I'm telling you as a beginning trader, make sure you have a strategy that works. Make sure you have a strategy that's been tested, and make sure that you know it works. My strategy was, the market's up today, let's play calls. The market's down today, let's play puts. Like, I didn't understand when the market would reverse. I didn't understand candles. I played news. As a beginning trader, I guess I had a strategy that kind of worked, but it wasn't a sure strategy that worked. So as a beginner, make sure you have a sure strategy that works. I hope this helped out. I've learned a lot since I started trading, and I hope this video can help you from run into the same mistakes that I experienced as a beginner. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.